Mario Santarelli lives in Edmonton, Alberta, and is completing grade 12. He's experienced schizophrenia since he was very young. Over the years, he has learned to cope with this disability and, in fact, excel. However, this was not always the case.
In the past, I didn't really have any friends because the people in my classes knew that I had this disability. They knew I was like retarded or something. Of course, in the past, I always had this times where I was like chasing them down because they were teasing me all the time. It was really frustrating and very sad times.
I think there is a social stigma related to mental illness, which causes our students to be feared in some cases by adults and children, and neglected, rejected to an extent. Lack of understanding causes situations to escalate out of control. Not that that's what the student wants, but that's what happens. And then they're unsuccessful, they're suspended, they're expelled, and it's just a downward spiral from there.
Mario's illness is actually very well controlled on medication right now. He doesn't display any classic symptoms of schizophrenia day to day. Mostly it does affect his learning and how he can function in school and classrooms, and how much material he can learn, and different, the amount of information that he can take in on a daily basis is affected.
Students who have this type of mental illness or a similar disability require specialized support and medical attention to succeed. The three-pronged approach of home life, medical professionals, and school support are critical. Mario had numerous obstacles in his elementary grades. However, he then entered a specialized program at Spruce Avenue School. This was an important turning point for Mario.
Well, for a student like Mario, aside from intense academic support, they also require support in the understanding and dealing with their illness and possible behavior that results from that, and support for the family in keeping them in school and having the most regular school experience possible. It's absolutely a multiple disciplinary team approach of teachers, teachers' aides, child development workers like myself, nurses with a psychiatric background, and of course the school administration. And families, most important of all.
Well, the team approach works very well for us because I insist upon having everybody involved in his education, including his doctor, his sister, his teachers, and his program directors at school. The principal knows Mario at the school, and then of course myself. And everybody is aware of what he's doing and on what level he's at, and is there to support him.
Well, I think when you have a team approach, you have a couple adults working with the kids, they sort of play off each other really well. When one adult is kind of hitting a wall with what they're trying to get achieved with a student, the other adult steps in.
It is very rare for someone with Mario's disability to complete high school, let alone consider post-secondary training. Mario's interest in computers has motivated him to consider a technical trades program.
Mario is graduating this year from high school with a high school diploma, a general diploma, and he has been researching with the help of his teachers at school possible courses to take that would be suitable for him. Computers is what he's 99.9% interested in. And he has found that at NATE, which is a technical school, he can take computer classes from continuing education there part-time, and that they do have a support system through a disability office.
A statistic I think that was shared with us from Alberta Advanced Education and Technology was that the population of students with disabilities in secondary has increased by at least half. So we can certainly expect that those students would be going into post-secondary. Services coming through our office include things like interpreters, captioning, exam accommodations, having their course materials in alternate formats, so that could include things like audio, larger print, electronic files, And then of course each student is different when they come in, so there's always that opportunity for the advisor and the student to sit down and consider the nature of the programming and how the nature of their disability affects their access to that program.
With any kind of mental or other kind of illness, it becomes a little bit challenging. However, it is not totally impractical. We have quite a few students, and we have student services who looks after students with disabilities, and they do support, and we also are very proactive in supporting any people or students who are coming in to a program with disabilities.
I think if you're interested in something, there are ways of accomplishing it. So research the area, find out what expectation you have after you finish the courses, where you want to go with it, and just talk to people in the field.
Well, when I first went into the class in grade 4, the class at PostSecondary, they had some really good computers on their in the classrooms, and during lunch hour I would always go on the computers and look up computer parts on websites, just trying to learn all that I can about the computers, systems, how they work. I'm going to take one step at a time and try and learn more about computers as well, everything I can, just to achieve my goal for becoming a computer technician.
There's a wide range of students with mental illness, and so intelligence is on that scale. But I think the majority of students that we've had come here do have that potential, but they need a significant amount of support in elementary, junior high, and high school. I think it's very possible that they could succeed.
I would encourage you to set goals, keep them realistic. Your goals don't need to be the same as other people's goals. Start with a small goal, because you can always go up from there. Starting really high is hard to back down. So saying, I'm going to work towards graduating from grade 9 as my first goal. I'm going to see how many subjects I manage to complete in grade 10, and then from there I'll plan my grade 11. Do each step one thing at a time, instead of saying, I'm going to go to university right off the bat. Say, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to see how well I can do, and then I'm going to try to improve on that the next year.
With the support of his family, school, and community, Mario continues to move forward one step at a time. He hopes to keep setting goals and wants to keep learning and growing.
Everybody can learn, and that sometimes barriers are put in front of you, and you can choose to either let the barrier stop you forever and make that your never-ending excuse, or you can work with people and work within yourself and figure out, okay, what are my barriers, and am I able to get some strategies to get around the barriers?
Oh, I just think that the potential for students with mental illness is great, and I think in the right surrounding and in the right environment with the right support, they can achieve anything that any other student could.
I think you should never give up on your dreams and goals. You should never give up on your family, and keep at it. And enjoy your life as it is, and try not to let people bring you down.
Mario was given to me as a gift. To have a child with a disability is actually a gift to me, because I'm the one that's developed and grown as a person for having had Mario. And it's been my struggle to be able to help him achieve what he has, but also grow myself.